In this lecture, we are going to talk about T cells of the immune system. In this series of lectures, we are discussing about cells of the immune system, different types of immune system cells, their role, their origin, their structure, the location of action, their function, and we have also talked about the mechanism of action. So today we are going to talk about all these things regarding T cell origin, T cell structure, T cell function, T cell mode of action. So let's start with the origin of T cell. T cell or T lymphocytes are derived from hematopoietic stem cells in the bone marrow. So their origin is the bone marrow. But the maturation process of T cell is required sometimes, because sometimes there are T cells which are immature, need to mature them in the thymus. See, this is the thymus gland of our body. Okay, and thymus is the place where the T cell maturation takes place. That's why the name came T. Okay, for thymus. Remember, this produced in the bone marrow, maturation is done in the thymus. Okay, and in the thymus what happens is a thymic selection, and this selection ensures the positive selection for those T cells that can recognize self MHC molecules, and negative selection eliminate self reactive T cells. If a T cell is acting against itself, then that T cell is removed in the thymus, known as negative selection, removal. While if it can recognize the self MHC, then it is generally retained, known as positive selection. And determinates, and in this case also, these T cells are of two different category. They have CD4 in the surface, or they may have CD8 in their surface. So based on that, we classify them as CD4 T cell and CD8 T cell. They are also given other names like T helper cells to CD4 plus T cell, and cytotoxic cell or cytotoxic killer cell to the CD8 plus T cells. Why? We'll see that later. Let's look at the structure of T cell. They are very small lymphocytes, not bigger, smaller than the B cells. The plasma cells obviously smaller than the plasma cells. They have a round nucleus and scant cytoplasm. Okay, round nucleus, that is the T cell. This is the macrophage. Remember, you can see the cytoplasm in the T cell is less than macrophage, and the nucleus is round and big in T helper cell. So the T cell must have some surface markers. What are the markers that they have? They have T cell receptor or TCR. This is known as short form TCR, T cell receptor, in yellow color here. Next is the co-receptors. In the co-receptor part, they have MHC class 2. Okay. For CD4 plus cells, they have MHC class 2. For CD8 plus cells, they have MHC class 1 as a co-receptor. Okay, remember that. CD4 has MHC class 2, CD8 plus has MHC class 1. Signal molecules, they have CD3 for transduction, CD28 for co-stimulation. Here you can see the T helper cell provides CD28 as a co-stimulatory receptor, while macrophage on the other hand produce ligand B7 as a co-stimulatory receptor, in this case the ligand obviously. So in this case, CD28 act as a positive co-stimulator. Similarly, they also have CTLA4 from the T helper cell that acts as a negative influencer. So if T helper cell provides CD28 to some cell of the immune system like macrophage, there is a positive reinforcement, positive interaction will be done, and T cell activation will be done. But if the T cell provides CTLA4 with some cells, then the T cell inactivation, T cell activation will be halted, and because CTLA4 acts as an inhibitory signal. Location of action. Okay, thymus is the place where the T cell gets developed and matured. So thymus, remember, produced in the bone marrow, but the development and maturation takes place in the thymus. So thymus takes maximum credit for the T cells training. And T cells can be found in the secondary lymphatic organs like lymph nodes, spleen and malt. Malt is mucosa or mucus associated lymphoid tissue. This is the place. Lymph nodes are the places where these are all the lymph nodes. You can see these are all lymph nodes in the dots that we can clearly see are the places. And also spleen is another secondary lymphoid organ where the T cells are quite abundantly present. Peripheral tissues are places like activated T cells can migrate to infection sites and inflammation sites, because those are the places where rapid interaction between T cell and macrophage is going on, so that they can cross talk between themselves and can activate B cells so that they can trigger the humoral part of the immune response. That is the location. What are the function of T cell? Antigen recognition via the TCR MHC interaction. Okay, so basically let's say here we have the antigen processed by antigen presenting cells, and it is showcased by MHC class 2 to the naive T cell. Naive T cell don't know anything, they are not differentiated yet, but due to this interaction the naive T cell can become CD4 plus T helper cell, which will further activate B cell to produce antibodies and turn on the humoral part of the immune system. Or this CD4 T helper cell can activate macrophage, which can engulf the bacteria and can destroy it. Or the CD4 plus helper T cell can activate CD8 plus T cell, which is a killer T cell, which will become a killer and start killing any virus infected cell or pathogen infected cell of that area of the tissue. So this recognition is done. So the effector function is CD4 plus T cells, either T helper 1, which activates macrophage. So if it activates macrophage, that is T helper 1, or it can activate B cell, that is T helper 2. Remember, T helper 2 activates B cell, T helper 1 activates macrophage. Okay, while T helper 17 recruits neutrophils, and neutrophils are also phagocytic cells in our body, and they are the primary response, cells that start affecting the pathogens or eating the pathogens at the beginning. Okay, apart from that, there is regulatory T cell. They suppress the immune response. Sometimes you need to suppress the immune response if the immune system is hyperreactive. So T regulation or regulatory T cell does that. Okay, apart from that, CD8 plus T cells are out there, which can also be activated, and this cell are killer T cells. So they can kill any tumor infested cell or infected cell. Okay, and the T cell can also produce cytokines like interleukin 2, interferon gamma, interleukin 4, interleukin 17. So interleukin or IL-2, 4, 17 is produced by T cells, and IFN, interferon gamma, is also produced by T cells. Okay, and immunological memory, T cells also can be converted to memory T cells. Okay, with they have the memory, so the response time will be less if the same pathogen enters in the future. Okay, that is the memory function. Primarily the memory function is more important in B cells, but T cells also have memory. So we have memory T cells and we have memory B cells. Mechanism of action, if we talk about the activation, for the activation purpose, antigen specific T cell activation is done, where the antigen recognition is important. Okay, and the antigen is showcased by the antigen presenting cell. Let's say dendritic cell is an antigen presenting cell. It is showcasing an antigen which is in green color here, and via the MHC class 2. Class 2 MHC showcase the antigen, and TCR, T cell receptor from the T cell surface, interacts to the MHC attached to the antigen, and then there is a core stimulator. So this is the primary stimulatory response between MHC class 2 and T cell receptor. The secondary response is also done between B7 coming from as a ligand from dendritic cell and CD28 from the naive T cells. This interaction properly seals the process. Now here we know the naive T cell can either have CD4 expression or CD8 expression. In this case it has CD4 expression. CD4 expressed T cell are going to interact with the antigens by MHC class 2, but CD8 plus T cells are going to interact to the MHC class 1 molecule. Remember that CD4 is going to interact with MHC class 2 and CD8 is going to interact with MHC class 1. Okay, and the co-stimulation by the signal 1, you can see the TCR MHC, this is the first signal, signal 1, then the second one is CD28 to the B7, okay, or CD28 or CD80, whatever it is, in this case CD28 and B7 ligand, the signal number 2, and signal 3 is the cytokine response, the cytokine signaling. Either you can call it signal 3 or simply call it cytokine signal to polarize the T cell differentiation. So the dendritic cells start releasing some cytokines to the naive T cells. Upon receiving that, naive T cell will become this CD4 plus T helper cell. Okay. Now among that, it can be either T helper 1 or T helper 2, but that differs. Okay. So the interaction of the cytokine, what kind of cytokine is released? It is interleukin 12. If interleukin 12 is released, then it is going to make T helper type 1. If interleukin 4 is going to be released, it is going to make T helper type 2. Now there are so many small things that you may need to remember, but write them down in one page, which is going to help you to remember and summarize. Remember that this is interleukin 12 for the Th1, and if they need to make, so if it is interleukin 12, remember, from dendritic cell to the third signal to the naive T cell, if it receives interleukin 12, then this naive T cell is going to make T helper 1 cell. But if instead of interleukin 12 it receives interleukin 4, then this naive T cell is going to make T helper 2 type of cell. Okay, that is very important. Effector function is CD4 plus T cells. What are the effector function? Th1 produce interferon gamma to activate macrophage. So this T helper, if it's T helper 1, then it's going to release interferon gamma to the macrophage. Macrophage in turn release interleukin 12 to the T helper. That's a crosstalk between the two, shaking of the hand. One hand from T helper 2 cell, T helper 1 cell, that is via interferon gamma, and the other help from macrophage by interleukin 12. This crosstalk is complete and they further trigger the growth. Okay, T helper 2 secretes interleukin 4, interleukin 5 and interleukin 13 to support B cell. So basically T helper 1 cell's job is to contact with a macrophage, while T helper 2's job is to contact with the B cell, right? So T helper 2 B cell, T helper 1 to macrophage. Okay, that is the idea. And T helper 2 includes interleukin 4, 5, 13. T helper 1 includes interleukin 12, interferon gamma. Okay, if you remember this, you'll never ever confuse any other concept of immunology again. T helper 1 with macrophage, interleukin 12, interferon gamma axis, and where T helper 2 with B, interleukin 4, interleukin 5 and interleukin 13. T helper 17 releases interleukin 17 to recruit neutrophils. They have a completely separate role. And T regulatory suppress immune responses by releasing interleukin 10 and transforming growth factor beta or TGF beta. CD8 plus T cells on the other hand is simpler. They simply release perforins and granzymes, the same enzymes released by natural killer cells to kill an infected cell or tumorigenic cell. Okay, and that is done by the CD8 cell to cause apoptosis to start and kill the cell. Okay, express Fas ligand to trigger the apoptosis via Fas receptor, right? So because there are cells which is ready to die, to provide a signal that there is something wrong going on, the cell wants to kill itself so that it can protect misspreading of the infection. Okay, so for that purpose some cells provide the Fas receptor. So by looking at the Fas receptor, the CD8 plus T cell, they produce Fas ligand. With the help of Fas ligand, they binds to the receptors and can kill the target cell by apoptosis. Memory and regulation, immunological memory is there. Memory T cells persist long term and respond rapidly to the re-exposure. In the future times, if the same antigen is exposed, the body is exposed, the cells are exposed to the same antigen, the body is going to react much faster. Regulation, CTLA4 and PDI are the inhibitors of T cell activation. If CTLA4 is there, then T cell will not be activated, T cell maturation will be halted, similar to PD1 case. And T regulator cells maintain immune homeostasis and prevent the autoimmunity function, that means the property of our immune system to go against us or themselves, okay, to prevent that. So the summary that we learned about the T cells is that T cells are central pairs in the adaptive immunity, because T cell can crosstalk with the macrophage, T cell can crosstalk to the B cell, T cell can also directly crosstalk to infected cell to kill them, or to the tumorigenic cell to kill them. CD4 helper T cells coordinate the immune response process. CD8 cells are cytotoxic and they eliminate infected cell or tumor cells of the body. and they contribute to the immunological memory and immune regulation by releasing certain by reacting to certain inhibitors, so that they can turn on and turn off the process of T cell activation whenever it is required. That is all, and they have a balance between activation and regulation to ensure the effective immunity in the body. So that is all regarding the T cell immunity and T cell in the human immune system. I believe you have a clear idea about the T cell in the human immune system. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends and colleagues, subscribe to this channel to get more videos like that in future. We have detailed long videos and we also have the short videos, and watch all the different immune system cell videos to get a clear idea. Thank you.